My name is Timothy Awasi. I'm the CEO of Kenya Film Commission. The Kenya Film Commission is a state corporation under the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, with the responsibility of acting as a catalyst for growth and development of the film industry in Kenya. The Commission also markets Kenya as a filming destination. First of all, let's understand the mechanics and the real understanding of what Film Empowerment Program is all about. The Film Empowerment Program is a funding mechanism that has been brought about by the Kenya Film Commission to provide seed funding to filmmakers to enable them develop their concepts, undertake production, and also market their finished products. The Film Empowerment Program was basically put in place to provide the Kenya Film Commission with very specific objectives, which were to create job opportunities, increase the number of productions in the country, up the game in terms of the quality of productions, and at the same time, provide filmmakers in the country with an avenue to tell their stories. Within the Film Empowerment Program, we have various categories. To start with, the Commission supports concept development or development of stories. Any filmmaker who has a concept that he would like to develop so that it can get towards the production, we fund that particular kind of category. We also fund production, that is purely the actual filming. We also fund distribution and marketing. But beyond that, we also recognize that we do have emerging filmmakers within the film industry. And when I talk about the emerging filmmakers, I'm referring to young filmmakers who are actually joining the industry, and their aim is to really be able to tell their stories, albeit in a small scale. The demand is very high in all categories because, one, there are so many stories that have not been told that need to be told. We also have so many concepts that have not been developed into actual story that can be told. Then we have already produced products that need to go to the market. All these categories require funding to propel them to the next steps. The Commission came up with a criteria for application. This criteria is meant to enable applicants to be able to meet these specific components that have been set. At the same time, the Kenya Film Commission has put in place a team of experts, both from the industry and government, to give us an opportunity to be able to evaluate applications. Of course, the reason as to why we have set the criteria is to enable filmmakers to really follow the strict guidelines that we have been able to develop in order to be able to undertake the production as stipulated. Remember, when it comes to formalities of funding, we are very strict in the sense that we would like to see very formalized businesses as far as filmmaking is concerned. And as such, we've given filmmakers an opportunity to read through the guidelines that have been set, apply to the Commission based on the timelines that have been provided, and also giving experts an opportunity to go through the applications. We have put in place a monitoring and evaluation mechanism that provides filmmakers with specific boxes that they must be able to tick. I'll give a very simple example. One may be able to apply to the Kenya Film Commission Empowerment Program and forget something as simple as your ID or your PIN certificate. When you do that, you find yourself being knocked out, and that's why it's very critical that with this measure that we have put in place, we provide filmmakers with proper sensitization for them to take an opportunity with an understanding that this is serious business. It's not just entertainment. We have created over 2,500 jobs. Other than that, not only are we just looking at the direct jobs, we're also looking at what other impacts are we able to provide. When you talk about storytelling, we have three components that emerge from storytelling. One, direct impact, indirect impact, as well as induced impact. How are the indirect jobs undertaken? It's very simple that anytime you have a production on location, you have suppliers for food, you have suppliers for equipment, you have those who supply transport services, among others, hospitality and so on. All those are indirect opportunities that film production provides. Induced benefits emanate from those who are able to watch products that come from a jurisdiction like Kenya. All these products are being viewed by different people or audiences across the world. Of course, with this, the key learning point is that there are more benefits that emanate from storytelling than any other. Of course, going beyond that again, think about all other elements that storytelling will be able to provide on a local scene. Cohesion and integration, branding our jurisdiction, providing employment, and also giving us an opportunity to understand one another through communication. To be able to enhance the impact of this program through international collaborations, co-productions are very critical, and that's why the film policy is fundamental to provide an avenue where we are able to work with our sister organizations in other countries. I'll give a very good example. Kenya has signed a co-production treaty with South Africa. That in itself, upon implementation, to provide a framework where Kenyan producers and South African producers have an avenue to collaborate and benefit from each other in all aspects, including financial support, crew, production facilities, among others. So our aim is to increase the number of collaborators. Currently, I must also state that as we have undertaken the third cycle of the Film Empowerment Program, we have collaborated with the German government through GIZ to support this particular program. And we are looking forward to collaborating with more organizations as we progress into the future. The Commission, having come about with the Film Empowerment Program as an internal initiative, we have proposed that there be an established film fund. When you look at the current draft film policy and bill, we have proposed the establishment of a film fund. This will enable local filmmakers to access opportunities for funding and also to promote more co-production. That is to mean between Kenyan producers and foreign producers who will be able to access funding provided by the Kenya government. We are looking forward to seeing that there are more stories being told and there is more facilitation and support, and to really express ourselves as the Kenya Film Commission as a true catalyst for growth and development in the film industry in Kenya.